everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. Do you remember me? I know, it's been a minute. We moved. There's so much to tell you. Very little has to do with any crochet or knitting projects because it has been an exhausting couple of weeks. So if you're new to my channel, or even if you're not new to my channel is generally a crochet channel. Crochet, knitting, some travel adventures. We've lived in an RV for the last year and a half until we bought this house. We just got the keys about 10 days ago, I think. Oh, it was on a Wednesday. We had, I did a little video the day we got the keys. I'm going to insert it in a minute and show that to you. I'm going to tell you it was an exhausting day. We were up at like the crack of dawn. We had to be at a bank when they opened because we had a meeting for the closing at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that was a half an hour away from the bank. The bank was a half an hour away from where my son lived, but we had to be there at 9 o'clock when they opened. And for many of you, you say, that's not a big deal. 9 o'clock, what the heck, Lynette? 9 o'clock is the time I like to get up. So anytime before that is early. But we had to get up early. Not really a big deal. I mean, I can get up early. I did for years and years. But we didn't get the instructions on, you have to transfer your like down payment and deposit and all, whatever that is. We didn't get the instructions for that or the dollar amount until 10 o'clock the night before. Usually you get like a week to get your act together. Well, we did not. So we were on Tuesday during the day, getting our utilities turned, so the utilities would be turned on, because they're like, we're closing tomorrow. And at 5 o'clock, I contacted my realtor. I said, we don't have the closing instructions. I don't know how much money we're supposed to do. I don't know where I'm like at a loss. So it was 10 o'clock at night before I got an email, a text from someone with that information. But I was so wired I couldn't sleep. It was exciting. What was supposed to close early ended up closing like a week or 10 days late. And so it was just chaotic, and left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing. And, life goes on, and it's not that big of a deal. We got the house. We got in the house. There was just problems with wording on paperwork that gave us this whole screwed up thing. So anyway, we got the keys, or we did the bank thing and all that. We got the keys eventually, and then we came in, and you have to like check everything, make sure it's all good. And we were so excited, and the kids started coming after they got out of work and done with whatever they were doing. So I did make a little video of what the house looked like the day we got it. It's just a couple minutes of video. I'm going to tell you, I look like hell because I didn't sleep the night before, and I might have had an alcoholic beverage or two with the family, just to celebrate. So bear that in mind, but I will insert that clip here, and I'll see you in a second. Hello everyone, it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet, and I just want to introduce you to my new house. Yes, we finally have the keys. We are not at all ready to move in, but I thought maybe you'd like a little tour. If a house tour isn't your thing, I'm sorry, that's what this video is about. If it is your thing and you want to see our new digs, totally unfurnished, but here you go. I'm going to turn you around. This is the living room. We got a closet, entry to the garage, stairs up and down. TV is going to go there. It is not going to go on this wall. And that's the front wall. The flowers are beautiful, but they will be gone at one point. They're too tall for me. And then this leads to our dining room, kitchen combination. Again, you can see the stairs that go up or the stairs that go down. This is the four-season room, which will otherwise be known as the man cave at some point when we get it all done. Let's see. If I find a light switch in the other room. There we go. Give you a little more light. It was an added-on porch, so then we have a deck outside. But this is fully heated. Roy will be working on the deck this weekend. It needs restained and power washed and all that. Then you come back into, back into the kitchen. This is the upstairs hallway. I love the barn door for the bathroom. Totally hate the color of it. That's gonna get painted. So that's the bathroom. Not that important. This is the room that Chloe is claiming. So this is Chloe's bedroom, otherwise known as guest room. This is our bedroom. Just a bedroom. But things are going to change. I'm replacing the light. We're painting. This is the third bedroom that was going to be the yarn room, but it is no longer going to be the yarn room because I have saved the best for last. So this is bedroom number 3, or second guest bedroom. And let's go down and find the yarn room. So now we're downstairs. This under the stairs space is going to be a pantry. We're getting new flooring, and then I don't know how we're going to organize that. Second bathroom over here. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will be the yarn room. There is no lighting down at that end. That doorway leads to the laundry area. And this will be my yarn space. And we're getting new flooring. That we have baking soda on the floor right now to absorb some odors.
Oh, look at the bathroom over there.
And this room will be painted as well. And the next time you see it, hopefully it'll be done. But this is what it looks like now. This is the before. So that's all I have for you guys today. Just a real quick little tour. Just a real quick little tour of my house. I know many of you have been anxious to see where we're going to be. This is it. I want to add, this is the room you're going to spend the most time in, I think. And we're going to put tile, the vinyl plank flooring is going to go in here. I'm going to put some ceiling fixtures because we only have these 2 canned lights here. So there's going to, and we're painting. That's going to happen tomorrow. Well, over the next week. stuff is going to be painted, and I don't know when the floor is going in. So there'll be no yarn in here until it's painted and the floors are in. And then we're going to put the yarn in. So as long as that takes, that's how long it'll take before you probably see this room again. But I hope you enjoyed the video of my new house. We're real happy to be here. We are already loving the community. So I think it was a real good choice for us to buy here. And okay, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Okay, so now I'm back. We have painted each of the 3 bedrooms. My bedroom is not done. I still have some trim to paint, but we've wallpapered one wall, put in a new light fixture, and my bedroom is going to be so adorable. I am so excited for it. Eventually, we will replace the windows in the upstairs. They do not tilt in for cleaning, and their original wood windows, which I totally love that aspect, but they've been painted, so it's not that big of a deal. And they don't, you have to be on a ladder. Well, we're not doing this anymore at our age. We're not climbing ladders and hanging out windows. I used to, when we bought our old house and I was in my 20s, I would sit on the windowsill of the upstairs windows. I would sit on the, get out of the, put my butt out, and my butt's hanging out the window and my legs are inside, and wash the outside of the windows. I'm old now. I'm not doing that. I'm smarter than that at this point in my life, and I have more money, so I'm replacing windows. Not this year. Not this season. When we come back from our snowbirding in the winter, that's probably one of the projects we'll do slowly, is because the windows are in good shape. They just don't tilt in. So they've been cleaned on the inside, but the outside is not so good. So after the video day, we had a cleaning crew come out. It took them 2 days. The house wasn't dirty. The windows were dirty. The oven was filthy. It took 4 hours for them to clean the oven. The inside of the oven, it was, I don't know what the hell happened in there. But it's clean now. And usable. But we had them wash all the floors, wipe down all the walls. I think at some point they smoked in here. Some of the rooms had like lingering, not heavy smoking, or it's been a while. I don't have a sense of smell. I don't smell it, but my kids did. I think it's in the carpet in the basement. It's not bad. We deodorized it, but we're ripping it up anyway. So that's a whole nother, we'll get to that. So they washed down all the walls and they washed the windows inside and out where they could, but the upstairs bedrooms, the bedrooms upstairs, they couldn't. We didn't have a ladder here, or a ladder tall enough here. And they washed the floors and washed out the cupboards. Since my niece, we have porcelain tile floors in the living room and in both of the bathrooms. The bedrooms are hardwood. So getting like on my hands and knees to wipe out the cupboards on the bottom, not on those hard. If it was carpet, I could probably maybe do it. I definitely could do it with I could be on my right knee. It doesn't give me issues. My left knee, it got infected and it gives me some issues. And I think it would be a little sore if I was trying to kneel on it for that length of time to clean out the cupboard. So anyway, we had opted to have someone come in and do they have, like, that's what they do, is pre-clean your house for you. So I was real excited to have that done, but it did take them 2 days because the woman had hurt herself the night before. So she wasn't as quick. And I mean, it was still one price. It didn't matter. Sorry, I'm opening my raspberry tea. Thank you so much. I brisk raspberry tea. That will be in my description box below. I do love that. So grab yourself one or something else to drink. because we're going to be here for a minute. So, as I said, we painted our the 3 bedrooms after the cleaning people left. 3 bedrooms, the entire basement family room, the utility room. Put wallpaper up in my bedroom. I have wallpaper to go up in the utility room, just on one wall. It's really cute, guys. And you'll see it when it's done. I'm not going to do a reveal yet until it's all done. I'm not painting on this floor anything so far. I've decided not to paint. Everything is white except for I have a shiplap wall. The whole one side of the house and then the whole sunroom. They call it a 4-season room, so it's an addition. It has the shiplap in it. And 3 walls in there are this shiplap. That's let's see. Well, that's my yarn. It's overwhelming. Well, we'll get to that. I will show you the yarn in a minute. My living room, my kitchen dining room is like where we're sitting at. The kitchen is very small. You can see it's just these 2 little walls, but there's a lot of space in there. This house is bigger than what we are moving out of as far as square footage goes. But the storage is more limited because we had an attic that I could put stuff in, and we had a basement that we stored all kinds of crap in. Well, we got rid of all kinds of crap. We've gone through a lot of, I can't believe, if you saw the short I did, that truck was filled all the way from end to end, 26 foot, ceiling to floor. And we didn't have any big furniture in there. I had a curio cabinet. I had a buffet, 1 dresser and 1 chest of drawers, no beds, 3 recliners that were broken down, so that they weren't big. They like fold them into a box size. When you take the top back off and lay it down on the top, it's like a box. This table I'm sitting at wasn't even in here. We brought that separate. We bought it. It's not new. I thrifted it. Lynanne will be so proud. And anyway, that truck was full. A good portion of it was yarn room stuff. I will have to tell you that. I did have a couple of bookcases. One of them did not make the trip. The other one is going in the pantry. So under my stairs that go upstairs, there's a space, and we're turning that into a pantry. It's got the original flooring in there from like 1970. So I bought this really cute flooring. It's going in the utility room, which is carpeted. I don't know why anybody carpets the utility room, but where the washer and dryer is carpeted. So this really cute flooring is going there. It is going in the pantry, and it's coming up the 3 steps from the basement family room up into the kitchen. So it's going to be the riser and the step, and it's really cute. It's like Italian tiles. It looks like Italian tiles. Navy blue, a khaki grayish color, and white. And the whole downstairs is white with porcelain ceramic tile floors that look like wood. Let me see if I can show you. Don't mind the mess, because it is a mess. But this is porcelain ceramic tiles. Oops. And so the basement room, I'm taking that carpet out, and it's going to get vinyl planking, which is what the tiles are that I bought. It's all that vinyl, luxury vinyl planking stuff. Waterproof, and it's going in the whole, the carpet is coming out, and I'm getting this vinyl planking that, it looks like it's the same floor that's up here. So my whole, this living room, dining room, kitchen area, and the bathrooms have this porcelain tile. My hallway upstairs and all 3 bedrooms are natural hardwood. The sunroom has a different tile. The hallway going down at the bottom of the stairs has this same porcelain tile, but I was picking out a tile. I was looking for flooring. I didn't want it to look like a ceramic tile. So you go with the wood. The really cool tile that I purchased for the utility room is too busy to do. It's a like 22 by 10 space down there, and that flooring is just way too busy to do that whole space. So I decided, I found a flooring that is the exact same as my porcelain tile, but it's the vinyl planking. I mean, they look like you could almost they'll be perfect together. They're going to seam up in one little area, and it's going to look great. They're going to look really nice together, like they're the same. But then I'm going to get a little flare of that fun blue, navy, mostly white with the navy blue. It almost looks black and khaki. So that's going to add some fun to the room. We took out the shelves next to the fireplace downstairs, painted all in there white. And when those shelves were out of there, I'm like, all of a sudden, I like this room so much better. The walls were real pale gray. We thought they were white. Until we put white on the walls, because we did paint them white. And white is not my color. Usually I'm not a white kind of girl. I want color. I want cheerful. But we decided when the kids were here and we're hanging out, and we put lawn furniture in the sunroom so we could sit down, because there's no furniture in the house at that time. It's the day we got the keys. And so we're all sitting in there, and some of us were in the kitchen, and talking, and nobody really was in the living room. But they're like, Mom, don't put furniture in that. Make that your bedroom. My son and daughter-in-law are like, make that your bedroom. It's dark down there. It's cooler down there. It's got the fireplace. There's a bedroom right there. You can make the utility room, the laundry room, into your closet, and your laundry's right there. Like, how convenient. Be cute with the fireplace. I'm like, no, I don't even like this room that much. I mean, it's a cool room because it's got this really nice fireplace. And it's wood burning, which I will never burn wood in there because I don't want the smell of... And people say if you do it right, you're not going to get the smoke in your house, and your house isn't going to smell like smoke. We're not going to do it right. I know us. We won't do it right to start with. But they're saying, make that your bedroom. And no, we don't spend time just hanging out in our bedroom, like go chill in the bedroom. We don't do that. We never have. We probably won't even have a television in our bedroom because we don't even watch TV in our room. Like, go to bed and watch TV. No, we go to bed to go to sleep. And there's so many other spaces to hang out in here. We don't need to hang out in our bedroom. I mean, there's just two of us. So we have like 3 living spaces. So then my daughter said, Mom, you should make this your yarn room. And I'm like, oh, that would be a fun yarn room. So that's what we decided to do. Well, once we painted it white, it took the darkness, it needs ceiling fixtures. There's only 2 canned lights in there. That's not going to be good enough for the yarn room, but it's going to take time. I have to get my electrician guy, who is a family friend, my son's best friend since high school. He's going to do our electrical while we're away. He just doesn't know it yet. He doesn't have time right now. And I really will trust him to be in the house and do whatever he needs to do while we're gone. But I'm going to add light fixtures to the ceilings down there. I really wanted to rip the ceiling out, but I don't think I'm going to get that lucky. But the floor is going to be replaced, and it's going to be vinyl. So I can't put anything down there until we get the floor done, because it's stupid to move. Do you see this? Stupid to move all that stuff down there and then in a week have to move it all back up. Can't put anything in the pantry, the area that we're making a pantry, for the same reason. So all of that stuff is just kind of everywhere still. And we haven't finished cleaning out. They put boxes in the garage, just boxes and boxes and boxes, and all the yarn came in here. So all the yarn is behind me in the living room, and items that'll go in the basement as part of the yarn room. Today we were out and we bought some shelving specifically for the yarn room downstairs. And we got home and we thought it wasn't going to be tall enough. We thought the room wasn't tall enough, but it is. But they're 4 foot wide. They're black metal. I really didn't want black, but the yarn's going to cover it all up mostly anyway. It's just it's a heavy duty. It holds 2,000 pounds. Each shelf will hold, there's 4 shelves and they hold 5 shelves. They hold 400 pounds each, so they hold 2,000 pounds per 4 foot wide, 2 foot deep, 7 foot tall shelving unit. So we bought 3 of them today, and they have a real nice smooth, like plywood kind of wood, but it's not a pressed board, but it's real smooth. So my yarn won't get stuck on anything. It's got a really nice finish, that not shiny black. I think they like spray the paint in the room and it sticks to the metal thing. I can't remember what that's called, but I think that's the kind of paint that's on it. So it's black matte, but it's just, the shelves are adjustable, so there's holes and whatever. But that's going to go down 8 feet on one wall, and because they're 4 foot wide, and then another wall, and then I have other shelving, but well, not shelving. I have my cubbies, and I have other stuff that I had yarn in before that's going to go down there. And I'm going to put a table down there so I can do tutorials if I ever need to do a tutorial. I want to sew, like I want to make some bags and sew the bottom, I can put a sewing machine on the table. It's probably this table that I'm sitting at right now that's going to go down there. But like I said, we took the brown wooden shelves out of the shelving next to the fireplace, and I painted, and with the white on the walls and those brown shelves gone, I suddenly loved the room down there. I'm like, it looks so much nicer. It's so much brighter. Sunlight was coming in. I'm like, I really like this room now. So I think I'm going to put lights under and put glass shelving up, like curio cabinets built in, with a glass light underneath, because there is a plug underneath. So I could get like an LED light and shine it up. So originally I thought that I would just cover those ugly shelves with yarn, but I think I'm going to make it more decorative and put tchotchkes in there, maybe a lot of glass, a lot of crystals, stuff, so that it's shiny, because I like the shiny, and I have stuff like that. And then, so that's what I think I'm going to do there. Maybe put a light down too. Depends on how bright and how much stuff, because I want it to be bright. I'm going to put a couch down there. I have a plan. I just don't know how wide the couch is. I don't know if it's going to work. The plan that I have set up in my head, how I want it to look, we'll see. It's going to be a work in progress. We're going to find out when the furniture comes. I am not even asking them to deliver until I know when the floors are going to be done. The materials should be here by next Friday. They had to order the material. That's, the flooring that's going to go in the yarn room now, the new yarn room. So that flooring won't be here till the 31st or before. Then they'll let me know when they can put it in. Then I can order the rest of my furniture to be delivered, the furniture that we ordered. But guys, I'm going to give you a little tour of what still has to happen. Before my furniture comes. That flooring needs to go down in that room. Then I can get rid of the mess. So hang on. Okay, this is the mess of my yarn. We have all of this. This is yarn and yarn room stuff, but mostly it's my bags of yarn. That TV is going. It was her TV. The woman that we bought from. We're not going to put a TV there. But this is all yarn room stuff. I think not the curio. The curio is where it's going to stay. But this was my grandmother's cedar chest. It had been damaged years and years ago, and they kind of repaired it a little bit. When we moved it into the storage unit, my son thought he could grab it by the bar on the back, which he couldn't. It broke. It's in the cedar chest, and there just happens to be a place here that repairs old chairs. So I'm hoping that they can fix that. And I think I'm going to put that in with maybe completed projects or yarn. But I think that might go in the basement and the yarn room. But all of this has to go in the yarn room. It's a lot. That cabinet there goes in the yarn room. The cubbies, that goes in the yarn room. The stuff on top does not. But everything else, aside from the curio, goes in the yarn room. It's a lot. It is deep. Probably, I don't know if you can tell how deep it goes back. The mover guys were like, what the heck? So that has to get put in the yarn room before, at least make it down to the basement. And then, hold on a second. This is the garage. Oh, more light's good. All of this stuff needs a home. Well, these little shelves hold yarn. Those go in the yarn room. But they're just there for now. This shelf, it sits in the corner. And like that stuff, those big pots, they got to go in the pantry. But, you can't right now. So it's hard to put stuff away when you can't access everything that needs to be accessed. But look at this cute little, it's a ramp instead of stairs. I love it. And we have a garage door opener. We've never had a garage door opener before in our lives. So that's kind of cool. And I put this shelf here by the door so that we can put our shoes on it. So all your shoes are going to go right there. I'm so excited about that. And that shelf used to have yarn on it. But I don't know if you can see the tile. Oh, you can't. The tile. Oh, maybe you can. You see that tile right there? That's the tile that's going. Let's flip you around. That's the tile that's going in my utility room. So cute. So, all of this stuff in this room needs to get put away before my furniture comes. A lot of it is pictures that I'm not putting up until the furniture gets here. Just because that's, to me, kind of silly. I don't know what pictures I'm going to want. I know there's a lot of pictures on my phone from when we've been traveling. And I have boxes of pictures because I did collage walks of pictures in the old house. Pictures of the family, pictures of our kids and what have you, growing up, and the grandkids growing up. And that is what I still want to do. But I also want to put up some of the pictures from our trip. I don't know if you saw that big map sitting there, the picture of the map. Or it's a frame. Oh, gosh, I'm all crooked now. It's a frame with a map on it. And my daughter-in-law gave us that for Christmas one year. before we left for our trips, and there we go. Anyway, she gave us that, and I want to print pictures, and that's going to go somewhere. I'm not sure where. With pictures from, like a picture from every state that we've been to. There'll be some that we haven't been to yet, but we still plan on going to them. So eventually, it's like I have the map. Remember, I had the metal map in the camper. Similar, same thing, but on a bigger scale, and we'll put pictures from our trip, from our travels in there, and so that's going to be displayed someplace. So I have lots of boxes of pictures and knickknacks that I sorted them out before we moved, before they went into storage, and I still have so many boxes in there that's that. But everything else is just household stuff, and I haven't found my silverware. I found my dishes, I found my pots and pans, I found my glasses. I cannot find my silverware. So we're eating on plastic, or with plastic. But we've been eating with plastic the whole time we were in the camper, so we're fine. It's not a big deal. After we got the keys, and then the cleaning people came, and then we had a couple days of painting and papering, which, like I said, isn't done. I have to trim the baseboards. I think a wall and a half of baseboards and my windows in my bedroom, in the back of the door, the bedroom door side of it, the inside of the bedroom door. I need to paint, and then the painting is done that we're going to do pre-move-in painting, at move-in painting. We painted the stairs going down, and it needs a second coat. My girlfriend is doing that because she's way better at it than I am. Put the wallpaper up in the utility room downstairs. That should not take long and should be pretty simple to do. It's the press and seal, and it's real cute. And then they're going to put baseboards, replace all the baseboards downstairs. So I don't know if they're going to need painted or not. I don't know what they're replacing it with. We'll see when it happens. Hopefully they don't need to be painted, or I can paint them before they put them up, because I don't want to put paint again. I'll get it all over the place. So we started putting things away. After the movers came, they came on Friday. It was like 9 hours, and we helped load and unload. And it was like 9 hours of unloading and loading and unloading, and drive time. It was a lot of work too. And now we're putting away. Amanda and Chloe came over on Saturday, and they worked their butts off. Chloe was up and down the attic. There is a crawl storage space up in the attic. Roy said he could stand up at the peak of it. But Chloe was up and down the stairs a million times. And it's like a ladder, so Roy was handing her stuff, but she was taking it up there. None of us really wanted Roy to have to do that. And Amanda was helping me in the kitchen. Chloe was helping in the kitchen when she wasn't running for Papa. We went through like a row and a half of boxes that were in the kitchen, and boxes that were in the garage. It doesn't look like it because I still don't know where to put a lot of stuff. I don't, because it's gonna go in the pantry, or I have empty cupboards, but I'm like, well, I think I really want that in the pantry. I don't know if I really want that in the cupboards. And I bought some cool stuff to put in the cupboards that I'm like, this isn't working out, and I'm gonna not use it after all. So I'm thinking I'm going to give it to my girlfriend because she really liked it. So that's where we're at as far as what have I been doing for the last 2 weeks, or 10 days, at least 10 days. Yesterday we kind of took a day off a little bit. which was Sunday, we finished getting all of our stuff out of my son's house because we'd been staying with him while we were waiting for our keys and while we were looking to purchase. So we got all of our stuff out of there because those poor people went away for the weekend, and when they come back, they're having company from out of state. So I'm like, listen, we will be out of there. And my daughter was like, no, don't move. I'm like, no, we're gonna give you that space, to be with her family. And so I, cleaned up the area that we stayed in so that her family can come and stay in that room and use that bathroom and living space, and we're out of there, just trying to be a reasonably nice guest. I was so exhausted. I needed that day off. So I spent the morning doing that, but then in the afternoon, Chloe and I baked a cake and sat on the couch and chatted. Roy worked his butt off in Amanda's yard. Well, not really. They worked hard. They did work hard. They cut the grass and trimmed, and she was home to help, and they burned some twigs that they'd been saving up. And they sat outside and had a couple of beers, and we grilled and had a really nice meal, but we weren't working our butts off, and it was just, I really needed that time. Today, where I had to go to the doctor this morning, and we went, we needed a couple of things, and we went into that Mark store that I love so much around here. We went into the one in Avon, which I've never been in that one before, and they had those shelves. I'm like, oh my God, these are perfect. So we bought those, and we still had stuff in the car from yesterday that we were just like, no, we'll move it tomorrow. So we brought that in. I'm doing laundry. Now we're going through like clothes because we brought all of our clothes from my son's house. And so I'm putting that stuff away. So I got empty bins, nowhere to put them. Don't know where to put them. Don't know what I want to use them. I might need some of them for, I don't know what, to store things in other places, like there's a shed. And so anyway, we're gathering up empty bins. And breaking down empty boxes. And that's where we're at. I do have a Happy Mail that I picked up on Saturday from the post office. And I will do that in the next video. I just really don't want to open more stuff until I have a little bit more space in my kitchen. Because we have boxes. This is stuff that goes back in the camper, I really would like that in the camper. We took stuff out of the camper, like some of our clothing bins and stuff that we kept in the camper, and that stuff needs to go back in the camper. And then I have a bin of I should have donated this before. I'm not going to use it. I don't have the space for it here. But you don't know what kind of space you're going to have in your next house if you haven't bought the house, So I'm getting stuff together that's going to be garage sale if I have enough, or donate if I don't have enough for a garage sale. I'm getting stuff like that together. So we're separating again, organizing, and trying to figure out how we're going to be comfortable living here. Or what's going to make us the most comfortable living here. I totally love the community. I already knew that. We camped here for a couple of years in this town. The last year that we camped here, they made it legal to drive your golf cart. If your golf cart was street legal, you had to do special things to make it street legal. It has to have seat belts and I think a light over the, and they have brake lights, windshield wiper, I think, seat belts for sure, a light over where the license plate goes. Well, in our campground, you don't need a license plate, but they made Vermilion golf cart street legal golf cart community. But that was the year that we left Vermilion and went out to Cuddy's, where we stayed for the last several years. I think 7 years we've been at Cuddy's. I think we were there like 7 years. That's not a golf cart community, even though it's rural, very rural there. This is more city. Where Cuddy's was our last campground, that's a very rural community. Used to be mostly Amish. But their speed limits are 55 miles an hour, so you can't drive your golf cart that goes maybe 20 anywhere in that neighborhood. So when you're just staying in your campground community itself, you don't need you don't have to be street legal. You don't have to have a license plate. You don't have to have a horn. You don't have to have all these things. But my son wanted to use the golf cart around his neighborhood, and so he said he would, make it street legal. Of course, we paid for it, but he would get it street legal for us by the time we came home, as like a winter project for him. Well, then he did some of it himself, but then he was afraid to do the electrical parts of it, so he took it to work. And they were doing it, and then summer came, and I think it's all done except for the light that goes over which is more electronic stuff. I think that needs to be hooked up, the light for the license plate, and then you have to take it to the sheriff or the police department and have them inspect it. Then you can get your plates. And once it passes that inspection. But you can't drive it on the street until it's inspected and you have plates. So my son is away this weekend, as I said before. He's getting, family coming in, or his wife's family's coming in. So anyway, the police department is across the street from his dealership that he manages. And he's like, I could just push it across the street so we can get it inspected. I haven't talked to him about it since he said the last thing is we need this light bulb. We forgot about the light bulb thing for the license plate. So I ordered one, and he has it, and I haven't talked to him about it since. So I don't know if it got done, but I want to be able to put my golf cart in the garage. I don't think our car will fit in the garage. I think it's too tall. It might fit. I don't know. But my golf cart doesn't have... Well, I have a cover for it. It can stay out of the rain, but you really don't want to drive it with the cover on it, because that takes away half the fun. But when it's raining or chillier and you still want to drive the golf cart, then the cover tends to be really nice. So... Anyway, the golf cart is not here, and it cannot go into that garage. You saw it. So I need to get more stuff out of there so I can get my golf cart here. Right now it's staying nice and warm inside the dealership. At least I hope that's where it is. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. So we need to get that. Another reason to get that garage empty. And when they come with the flooring, they would want to work in that garage to put the flooring down. So instead of sitting here for 40 minutes chatting with you, I should be doing something more productive. But I missed you guys. I know that you guys, you've been probably wondering what the heck, where'd she go? Well, here I am. There has been some Boggy Creek stuff happening in Project Linus and the Snowball Express. I am not sure if we're starting the actual collection. I'm not sure what date. We talked about it last year, and I have a date in my calendar. I have not spoken with the girls to see if we're receiving anything yet the first week of August, or what day. I know Lynanne wants to start doing a Thursday night live with me, and I'm pretty excited about that, and I think we're going to start that next week. I do want to do Tuesdays at 2. tea because I drink tea. Tea on Tuesdays at 2. I do want to start doing that as well on my own. And that will be not just knit and crochet. I think it'll just be, there's going to be a lot of things happening in my community here. Being that it's a golf cart community, it is a very active little community. If you go down like towards the main street, there's always people walking up and down. There's little boutiques and little thrift stores and little ice cream parlors and hot dog stands and live music quite frequently here and there. There's, of course, the lake and the beach. Vermilion is a small city. But it does have a beach, a very small beach. And there's no lifeguard, so you swim at your own risk. Lake Erie is not always the prettiest water, I will tell you that. But there's a yacht club. There's boats everywhere. The high school, well, all the schools, high school, elementary, and middle school, are literally, we could hear the band practicing the other day, because they're getting ready to start school again in a couple of weeks. There's a shop that, it's a artsy, cutesy little place that you can just come in on Saturday mornings for $20. Everything is there. She'll help you paint a picture. I'm going to do that one day with one of my friends. Well, then Chloe and Amanda said they would like to do it too. So we're going to do some of that, but we're going to get to know Vermilion a little bit. There's a lot of activities that go on at the library. I have my friend that did put the wallpaper up in my bedroom. She lives 10 minutes down the street. Her grandson goes to school 2 blocks up, or actually it's 1 block up, at the middle school, and he crochets. I did crochet here with him. He was helping us paint and clean up and things like that. He is 12 years old, and he does not want to be on YouTube. I've asked him already. I said, "Oh, Elliot, all of my friends would love to watch you crochet." Well, we were bringing in stuff, and he saw a bag that I made, and he's like, "Oh my God, did you make that?" Oh, shoot. And I said, "It's crocheted. Of course I made it, you know." And he wanted to learn. So I was, we sat down on the floor. Well, I wasn't on the floor. I was on the, in front of the fireplace. He's on the floor. Grandma got out his grandma, my friend, got out. We gave her a crochet hook and some yarn, and they started making a bag. I started teaching them how to make a bag, and he was so excited to make a bag. So he's been, the last I saw, he had his bag about this big. He crochets other things too. He loves to make granny squares, and he just keeps crocheting on this big granny square of his. He has a stash, and he is just dying to help me set up the yarn room. And when he saw a picture of how much yarn I had, he about fell over. But he is anxious. He does a lot of stuff at the library. His grandma takes him there quite a bit. His mom takes him there. They have a lot of activities and clubs and things that go on at the library, but they do not have a crochet club. They do not have a crochet anything at the library. And Elliot and his mom and his grandma are all into him and I starting a crochet club. Mostly me, but they will come. And they will bring snacks and drinks. I have been so informed. So he's real excited about that. I'm excited about that. I haven't been to the library yet, but I want to get my library card. I haven't changed my address yet on my driver's license. I don't know if I need that to get a library card here. But I had a library card in my old city. So we're going to do some of that. And talk about things that go on in the community, because I'm really planning on getting involved in this community. But we are going to be gone for the winter, so there's that. But we'll chat about that kind of stuff too, I think. anything that you guys want to talk about on Tuesdays. It's just going to be chill and crochet. And I want to do, there's a cookbook that make your own pantry items, dry goods. So make your own cake mix, the dry part of the cake mix. And then you just add like eggs and oil when it's time to make the cake. Cookie mixes, stroganoff, all kinds of things in this cookbook that I haven't ordered yet, but I'm going to. Maybe I'll order it today. I should have ordered it when I ordered glass doorknobs, you guys. I wanted glass doorknobs. So I ordered glass doorknobs for inside the house. Another project for Roy, that poor guy. We put up a new chandelier in the bedroom. It took us 4 hours. You had to build it. It's glass. You guys, you're going to love it when you see the bedroom. But I'm not showing you till it's done. And the bed is being made, so the bed isn't even done yet. So it's going to be a bit before you see my bedroom, but it's going to be really pretty. I still have to decide what I'm doing with the windows, and I have decided, I think, what to do with the bedspread. I'm not sure. Some things you just don't know until you get the bed in there. So, and like a floor rug. But I have a chair, and I have some end tables picked out. And so there's some things that I know for sure are going in there. And the light fixture was the bomb. And it really sets off the room, and the wallpaper is adorable. And I just keep going off on tangents. There's just so many things going on. And back to Boggy. Oh, that's right. I started off on Boggy at one point. And Lynanne on Thursday nights. I don't know what night we're going to do Boggy. I still want to do the Tuesday thing now that we're in the house. I don't know if I like this as a backdrop. All of my yarn bags. So that might wait a little bit until I get more stuff put away and get the flooring in, and I can actually be in my yarn room before we start the Tuesdays at 2. And then the Boggy Bear has been tested by Lynanne for sure. She has made hers, and she is not an amigurumi maker, so she says it's really good. A test bear has been sent to Boggy for their approval, and we're waiting on that. Annette is doing the tutorial. Lynanne put out a video the other day about the blankets that we are going to be collecting. We're definitely collecting for the Polar Express. Watch Lynanne's video. I'll see if I can find which one it is. She talks a lot about what they do and do not allow for the Polar Express. I think they don't want anything as small as a baby blanket. It has to be smoke-free. And for the Polar Express, nothing that is sports team themed or red, white, and blue. The sports team is because you don't know where the kids are coming from. And you don't want to give a kid a Cleveland Browns themed blanket if they're from Miami Dolphin fans. You know what I mean? Because those kids come from all over the country. And they don't want anything that would remind them of the flag, because the Snowball Express gives out a trip to Disney and a blanket on the bed. They go for a week, I think, at Disney. The Disney resorts, they stay in the hotel. I don't know how long they're there for, but they stay in the hotel, and they sleep in a twin bed, and the bed has a blanket on it. So it's random. You don't know what kid is getting what blanket. That's my understanding. And they don't want it to remind them. They're kids who lost their parents to being in the service of our country. So they don't want anything that's going to freak a kid out, being red, white, and blue, looking like a flag. You know what I mean? So, and then there is Project Linus that takes blankets. The smallest they will go is 36 by 36. It has to be all washable, guys. These are all going to kids. All the blankets are going to kids. No blankets get thrown away. again, they ask for smoke-free. They want acrylic. They want washable. They want kid-friendly blankets. Themed blankets are fine, but not necessarily. Project Linus really likes like Grafgans. They think those are awesome. I spoke to Michelle, the woman that's in charge of both of these for Florida. I spoke to her last year after we delivered the blankets to Boggy, and they were like, guys, we're full. We just can't fit any more blankets for a while. So we're not getting rid of Boggy by any means. We love Boggy, and it's the near and dear to our heart. But this year we're picking Project Linus, and because they work together, the Snowball Express, for blanket collections. Until Boggy needs more blankets. Then we'll go back to Boggy for sure, but we're going to do bears for Boggy. And so we're still just trying to work the kinks out of that. Everybody kind of took some time off, and anyway, the Project Linus will take up to twin size, I think, as far as sizes your blankets go. If you can donate those locally to your local Project Linus, I would definitely do that. And you can just Google it, and they'll give you drop-off locations. I know yarn stores used to have, and libraries sometimes have Project Linus drop-off locations. If you want to share your blanket and include it in our count, because we'll still count, just send a picture to the Boggy Blanket Brigade email, which is in my email. Send a picture, and we will do slideshows and show everybody's blankets. We still want to participate as a community, and see everybody's makes, and know what the yarn is and where did you get that pattern. We still want to do all of that. We just can't give the blankets to Boggy this year. So we'll give them bears that, as many as we can collect, that we can. We'll try to, help them with that. But we can't, the blankets they're just going to a different charity this year. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm excited to share your creations with more kids. So that's what we're going to do. But if you want to share, and it just will save you, in shipping, to drop off at your own, and some of them maybe they'll even pick them up. If you're in a situation where you can't go out, maybe they even pick them up. So that would be awesome, because I know over the last 4 years that we've been collecting, a lot of people say, I would love to make blankets, but I can't afford to ship them. So people were doing shipping blessings to help with that cost. But if you don't donate to a local Project Linus, then no shipping. But like New York, I don't think has Project Linus. I can't believe it's many people are in New York City. They probably have a great need for that. But I don't think there's a chapter there. So send them to us, and we'll be glad to donate them in Florida. So get your hookers, and keep an eye out for more information. Lynanne, like I said, did a really good video on, and I don't remember all the things that Michelle and I talked about when I had her on the phone. We were on the phone last spring, for goodness, probably an hour. And she was very excited for our help. And I think it's going to be a really good thing. So let's get to hooking for that. If all the blankets, Lynanne said something about somebody saying that if they don't use your blanket, they throw it away. Does not happen. They donate blankets that they want you to be smoke-free. But if you smoked and you sent in a blanket, they'll donate that to an animal shelter, is my understanding. If it smells like smoke. They prefer pet-free environments. They don't want to, but they do wash them. And if the, if it's like loaded with cat hair or dog hair or whatever after it's been laundered, then they'll donate that to an animal shelter. I think that's what Lynanne said. I don't remember Michelle and I discussing that, so but I think that's what Lynanne said. If for some reason they do want smoke-free environment, but I think if the animal hair, or if the blanket isn't big enough, they want, for Project Linus, I think she said 36-inch square is as small as they'll go. For Snowball Express, the kids are at least 5 before they go to, so big enough for a 5-year-old, so bigger than a baby blanket. But if you have more questions, email us, contact your local Project Linus for their, because there's a list on their website of the do's and don'ts, but it's mostly do. It's mostly do. And they take not only knitted and crocheted blankets. I think they, there was something about like if you do the fleece with the knots. I don't know if they do the knots. But like fleece blankets, quilts, I mean, they'll take them all. So, again, do a little bit of your own research. Go, Google it. Lynanne has stuff fresh in her mind. I have notes, God knows where. Probably in the camper. From when I had that long conversation with the Project Linus lady from Florida. Not the lady like in your local. So that's where we're at with all of that stuff. I know this is a really, really long video. I probably should have made it into 2 videos, but I just kept rambling, so I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I had 2 weeks worth of stuff to talk about. Have I finished my bear? No, haven't finished one. I started one. I have ears made for actually 2, but I haven't finished one. Have I finished Amanda's dress? Nope. There were days that I did not crochet in a row. Days and days. I was just, by the time we got home, I was exhausted. And I could not pick up a crochet hook. Not even just simple, easy, brainless crochet. I'm like, no. I'm too tired. My body's sore. My brain's dead. And I'm like, I can't. I just can't at the end of the day. It's not like that now. I crocheted yesterday a little bit. I crocheted this morning in the car on the way to the doctor. For a little bit. So I have gotten a couple rows added to the dress. And it should be done. I don't know when. I don't know when. I'm not even going to say because I still have a lot of work to do. But my break is over now. It's been like over an hour by the time I insert the clip into this. So I'm sorry that it's so long. I hope you stuck around. Please like and subscribe and do all that. Stay tuned for all the things that are going to be coming up. I'm hoping that once we're a little more settled, and maybe even during more of the organizational process of what I'm doing, but I can't, maybe I'll video some of that, like organizing my pantry, and I'll definitely show you the finished yarn room and pantry and laundry room with my cool wallpaper that I bought for that when that's done. But that's going to be, another 10 days probably out before that's done. But maybe then I'll show you the, how I'm putting the pantry together, what the plans are for that. I'm definitely ordering that book. I've seen it on YouTube, like in the ads, but I think there is 1 or 2 that you can buy through Amazon, and that's where I'm gonna look for the book and order it. I won't be, and my granddaughter wants to do it for her own self as well. I think my granddaughter number 3, Ariana. So if she's doing it with me, she may not want to be recorded. If I'm doing it by myself, or with my girlfriend who also kind of wants to do it, I will record some of that and show you how it works and what we're doing, and let you know how that works out. So I kind of want to expand a little to more of my living community here. And then we'll be traveling back to Florida. So there will be some of that coming up in the next couple of months as well. So that's where we're at now. I just wanted to get caught up. This is probably 2 weeks worth of videos in one. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking around. And I appreciate you all for watching and subscribing and liking and commenting and all of those things. And I will do the next video as soon as I can. So have a great rest of your week, day, night, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.